Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal. Water date's already been for Arsenal and Arsenal fans already. Busy week. Very different from what it was a month ago for sure. The first video today, I titled it Deal Week, and I said there are going to be 4 deals done this week. I didn't think like 3 of them would be done on the same day. I did not expect it to be that quickly. Should have been deal day, not even deal week. So we are moving very fast. And Fabrizio has given us the here we go for Christian Mosquera out of nowhere for sure. Because it went quiet for like 2 weeks, and I thought, hey, maybe they're waiting to complete all the other deals fast. The way it should have been for me, I was happy that's waiting for a defender later on in the transfer window. Finalize the forward signings fast and then come back for a defender. But Fabrizio has broken this today. Christian Mosquera to Arsenal. Here we go. Verbal agreement in place with formal steps to follow. 15 million euros fee plus add-ons. Total package under 20 million euros. Long-term deal in place. Mosquera who only wanted Arsenal, medical ready later this week if all goes to plan. So 15 million euros fee plus add-ons, which is very good. Total package is under 20 million euros again, which is very good. At the beginning, Valencia wanted a package of more than 20 million euros, and then it went down to 20 million euros. But we've actually agreed a fee less than that, which is absolutely incredible once again from Andrea Bata, getting Gyökeres for around 50-60 million after the add-ons, and then also getting Zubimendi in installments, also getting Norgard for only 10 million plus 2 million in installment in add-ons, and not 15 million that Brentford wanted at the beginning. And even before that, Brentford were even asking for 40 million for Norgard from Tottenham. So that was incredible business as well. And then obviously we're waiting to see what is going to happen with players like Eze. We're going to also manage to get those deals done in installments. So that has been absolutely fantastic. Mosquera, all of a sudden, just a couple of hours, we are advancing in the deal, and here we go already. And the player also helps. As I said with Gyökeres said he does not want to play for Sporting; he wants to move to Arsenal. Mosquera has basically done the same thing, and that has helped us. He could easily have signed a new deal because Arsenal kind of went quiet, and Valencia offered him a new deal, and he refused. Maybe Arsenal were not panicking because they knew that Mosquera wasn't going to sign a new deal. He's already agreed to join Arsenal. He already said he's happy to come and play with Gabriel and Saliba. He doesn't have to start. He's ready for the competition. He's ready to learn from the two, and that is absolutely fantastic. At the beginning of the transfer window, I said we definitely needed a defender, not because the defenders are bad or anything like that. We've signed a lot of defenders over the years, but unfortunately with the injuries, we definitely needed a defender. If you look at Saliba and Gabriel, there's a couple of seasons where we've had to play them every single game because we didn't have any. And even the season where we're in the Europa League, we literally had to play Saliba and Gabriel almost every single game, at least one of them, because we just didn't have anyone to come on for them to be rested. Now, we have Ben White and Timber who can both play as centre-backs, but again, if you look at those two players, the last 2 seasons, it's very rare we've had Ben White and Timber on the pitch or injury-free at the same time. The previous season, obviously, if Timber was fit, maybe it would have been backup for Saliba and Gabriel. Unfortunately, first game of the season, he gets an ACL injury and he comes back in the last game of the season. Last season, when Timber is back, fully fit, looking sharp, Ben White gets 2-3 different injuries in the season and is never really at the top of his game at all. I don't think Ben White was at the top of his game at all for even one game last season, and that is because of that injury. We know how good Ben White is. So the option of rotating and resting Gabriel and Saliba, both of them in one game, and bringing them back next week, we couldn't have that. And on top of that, to make it worse, the other player who can also play as a centre back in Tomiyasu, he's been injured all of those games as well. So he didn't have that option neither. And Calafiori, the other player who's also a centre back, was injured at least like 4 or 5 times last season. So he just never had that option of rotating Gabriel and Saliba at all. And the ones who are fit, they're not really centre backs. You don't want to play Zinchenko as a centre back. Tierney, sometimes he plays for Scotland there, but are you going to play Tierney as a centre back in a Premier League game up against Isaac? I don't think that would be a good idea. So it's not really worked for us in terms of the injuries. If everyone is fit, that is fantastic. Kiwi is there, has been great backing up Gabriel, but we never have a backup for Saliba at all. We just never have a backup for Saliba. So who was going to be a backup for Saliba? We decided to let go of Tomiyasu, mutually agreed to cancel his contract, and now we've basically replaced Tomiyasu, who hasn't really been available at all over the past 3 years, and brought in a young defending Mosquera who's going to learn from Saliba and Gabriel and be available when those players need the rest. And, if we need to bring in a third center back, Mosquera can come on. Now we have different approaches. We can bring Calafiori on as a third center back. You can bring Mosquera on as a third center back. Ben White and Timber, hopefully they can remain fit next season. That would really be beneficial for us, because last season, even in a bad season, we still had the best defense, even in a season where we lost all our defenders. And on top of that, remember, Gabriel also got injured. So it wasn't a great season in terms of injuries. So despite all of those players getting injured, we still had the best defense in the Premier League. Now I'm imagining if Timber is fit the whole season, Ben White is fit the whole season, Calafiori is fit the whole season, and then you have Mosquera there as an additional option. That is absolutely fantastic. And that also allows you to stay away from the injuries, because you can rotate more often now. You don't have to play Saliba today against Man United, on Wednesday against Bayer Leverkusen, that same weekend against Chelsea, that following midweek against Aston Villa. You do not want that. You want the players to rotate. I know centre backs can play every single game, but there's some games that you usually play players like Saliba and Gabriel that you just don't have to play them. Carabao Cup matches, FA Cup matches, third round. There's some games that you don't have to play those players, especially considering they also go to play for their countries, both games and all that. We have a very big responsibility of giving them rest time. So Mosquera, very, very good signing for us, and for less than 20 million euros, that is absolutely fantastic. Let's go to what David Onstin had to say just before Fabrizio gave her. Here we go. He had said Arsenal working to complete deal to sign defender Christian Mosquera from Valencia. That's the correct spelling for Christian, not the other one, but I'm sure people will be using the one that Fabrizio has just used as well, no problem. And 21-year-old centre back but now we have Christian Nogard as well, so you have to differentiate between the two. 21-year-old centre back into last year at Valencia, plus Arsenal move now very advanced. Personal terms done for Spain Youth International to switch. In the article, this is what David Onstin had to say about this. Arsenal is working to complete a deal to sign Valencia centre-back Christian Mosquera. Personal terms are in place with the 21-year-old, and the two clubs are close to reaching an agreement, which has now been reached as confirmed by Fabrizio. The Athletic previously reported that the North London side were working on a deal to sign Mosquera with a defensive signing a priority this summer. Arsenal have been active in the transfer market, having already secured the arrivals of Zubimendi, Nogard, and Kepa. The club have also agreed a deal for Chelsea winger Noni Madueke, and an agreement with Victor Gyökeres from Sporting. Mosquera made 41 appearances last season, featuring in 37 of Valencia's 38 La Liga games, and also featured in 3 of Spain's 4 games of the Under-21 European Championships this summer. Arsenal see Mosquera as ideal cover for first-choice centre-back pairing Gabriel and Saliba. They previously looked at Dean Howson before he left Bournemouth for Madrid. Howson would have been very expensive. Howson was more than 50 million. Saliba, 51 appearances last season, and Gabriel, 42, played the majority of games in central defense last term, with Kivio, Timber, White, Calafiori, the backup options. Tomiyasu, who's the gone into Tomiyasu as well, could have played there, but he's left Arsenal. So again, those players that we've just mentioned there, Calafiori and Ben White, were injured for almost the entire season. And then Julian Timber as well. He was coming back from an ACL injury. I think we actually overplayed him last season as well. And then there's Kivio, who did very well at the end of the season. Now, does this signing mean Kivio is going to leave Arsenal? I'm kind of hoping not, but there's a chance, because maybe not this particular signing affecting directly Kivio. This will be a backup for Saliba, but we've also had, if a good offer for Kivio comes in, Arsenal could move Calafiori back to centre back to back up Gabriel, and then sign another fullback to help out Lewis Kelly. That will take our signings to like 8 or 9 signings this transfer window, which would be incredible. For me, if you're not getting 50 million for Kivio, I'm not selling him. I'd love to keep him at Arsenal, actually, because I think he's a very good defender, international player. Why sell him? Valencia wanted around 17 million pounds for Christian Mosquera, but Arsenal understood to be successful in negotiating a lower fee, and then now hopefully he will travel for the Asia pre-season tour. That is according to Sam Dean. I think we've taken it down to around 15 million. I think that is where the deal has been agreed on, so less than what we thought we were going to pay for him, which is fantastic work once again from Andrea Bate. That is now one of the reasons why I need a very good sporting director, very experienced, important word, experienced sporting director, who has connections, who has the experience of dealing with all of these situations, because that is why I was confident with Andrea Berta this transfer window. If we didn't have Andrea Berta and he still had the old regime, now I keep on saying Edu did do some good business with players like Declan Rice, but you also need experience. I'm sure that is why they decided to go for Andrea Berta, because they know that striker situation and the new contracts with players who are sought after, players like Gabriel and Saliba. That's the best person to have there to discuss all of that with them. So let's see how it goes. Ben Jacobs also had his say Christian Mosquera has agreed personal terms with Arsenal and is set to travel to London this week. Arsenal and Valencia are finalizing a package in the region of 20 million euros, as Fabrizio Romano called. So personal terms were good. Long time ago, he already said he wanted to join Arsenal. He's not going to be on high wages at all as well, so that really helps us. And it's good to finally have a defender that we can always turn to on the bench. That would be fantastic. And we are really freshening up our team. I cannot wait, man. Ben White fit, Timber fit, and Mosquera is there and Kiva is there. We can finally be able to rest players like Gabriel and Saliba, man. You do not have to just play them every single time. We don't have to. So this transfer is looking very, very exciting for sure so far. So Christian Mosquera, it's already welcome to Arsenal to him. He's going to be doing a medical soon. I mean, he was actually training with Valencia today. He wasn't like the Yorkers on him. He was actually training today, but then he got the call right away that the deal has been agreed, and he left the training camp, and I'm sure he's probably heading to London now to finalize that deal. And since he was back in training already after the Euros, so he's going to join up with the team for the Asia tour. So I don't think he's actually Arsenal in Spain. So I actually forgot that Arsenal in Spain, so you can actually just go there and meet the players if you wanted, if a deal is agreed and finalized, or you could just wait and travel to England and complete his medicals there fast, and then travel with the rest of the team to Asia. So yeah, that is fantastic. Next up, there's a lot that just happened today. Noni Madueke has passed his medical according to Hand of Arsenal. So that is a new signing who's passed his medical. The medical guys this week are going to be very, very busy. Madueke, Mosquera, Gyökeres, they are going to be very, very busy this week, the medical guys. And the videos that Arsenal post on their YouTube with Zubimendi and Norgard and Kep, all of those guys doing their medicals, it usually looks like a lot of work. Sometimes it takes up to 2 days to complete those medicals. I always wondered, we always thought as football fans, just a medical one now and it's done. All the blood tests and the heart tests, and the next day they come and test other things and results and all that. It takes a lot of time to get the medical done. I think it's usually like 2 days, because some of the results come out the next day, I'm guessing. So Noni Madueke has passed his Arsenal medical. He started his medical on Saturday, and today is Monday, or maybe Sunday morning, and then today's Monday, and finally finished that one. It's going to move to Arsenal for 48 million plus 4 million in add-ons. So that will be, I think Madueke will be the next player announced. Although you never know, because we thought you were going to get a here we go for Gyökeres before Mosquera, and then Mosquera has come out of nowhere. Here we go. Arsenal might even make us wait a little bit more for that Gyökeres one to be announced, but I think Madueke will be the next announcement. I think the Madueke deal will probably mean that we don't get Rodrigo. If you're able to get Ez and Rodrigo as well, that would be absolutely crazy, but I don't think that will happen unless this talk about players like Trossard and Martinelli potentially leaving accelerates. But as of now, I think it's going to be Madueke and Eze, and maybe Martinelli playing on that left side, and then maybe Trossard to be sold, and then not signing Rodrigo. That is what I think is going to happen. So Madueke will be announced next as well. So welcome to Arsenal to him. I'm not sure if he's going to go on a holiday or he's going to join up with the team as soon as possible, because he has been playing in the Club World Cup. Let us see what happens with him. Now, next up, let's talk about let's go to this one next up. Fabrizio says Arsenal and Chelsea have countersigned all documents for Madueke deal. So yeah, Madueke is an Arsenal player now. We're just waiting for Arsenal to officially announce it. That one is a done deal. Ethan Nwaneri, Hand of Arsenal had this to say about Ethan Nwaneri. Although Arsenal and Ethan Nwaneri are now close to an agreement on a new contract, Borussia Dortmund tried to lure him away by providing him with the Jude Bellingham route. You mean like the one that they've given to Bellingham's brother as well? No, thank you. We are offering. How about this? We are offering a Cesc Fabregas route, a Thierry Henry route. We are offering him that, minus going to Barcelona, of course. But yeah, we are offering him that route as well. So I don't think Ethan Nwaneri would have taken that. I'm sure Ethan Nwaneri wants to stay at Arsenal. I'm sure it was just all about the game time and worrying about the game time. Is the worry coming directly from Nwaneri or his agents, or where is it coming from? Because yeah, obviously for a player like Nwaneri, if you tell him last season, the last 2 months, he didn't really play play. And this season, Saka is staying, Martinelli is staying, Trossard is staying. We are bringing Eze. We are bringing who else? Okay, so we're bringing Eze. We also have Merino who can play as an 8. We also have Rice who can play as an 8. We'll now also have Havertz who can play as an 8 because we'll sign a striker. Madueke is now here as well. Like, he'll be like, okay, why am I playing then? It's not the right wing because now you have Saka and Madueke who you signed for 2 million. Am I really going to play? On the left wing, if all of those players playing, Eze also can play in that position. Where am I going to feature? I think they've convinced him, and he's definitely going to get game time. He didn't get. He got a lot of game time last season. Actually, I think I had an article here for about Nwaneri. I don't know if you can find it. I think it was from BBC. Talks over fresh terms are set to accelerate in the coming days amid a will from all parties to reach an agreement. BBC understands the offer will be a new 5-year deal or 4 with the option of a further year. The 18-year-old academy graduate's existing deal expires at the end of the next season. While there has not been a definitive breakthrough, there is growing hope a deal can be reached. And then they go on to say, Nwaneri made 37 appearances for the Gunners in all competitions last season, scoring 9 goals. Very, very good return, to be fair to him. But 37 games, a lot of games. We cannot sit down and say 37 games is a few games. Few games would have been, 10 or something. At the end of the season, he should have played more. That should have been up to like more than 40, but I don't think we can say Nwaneri is frustrated, didn't play enough last season. He played 37 games. Remember his age, and players like Lewis Skelly, that is a lot of games. That is almost 70%, 80% of the season. Now, did he start as many times as we wanted? Probably not. Did he come on as early as we wanted? Probably not as well. Maybe there's a few times there that he came on too late and we wanted him to come on early. That is fair enough. So I think you can make an argument for both sides, but I'm hoping that we finalize that deal this week as well, and we can have Nwaneri signing that new deal as soon as possible. This was from earlier from Fabrizio. This is the last update from Fabrizio on Gyökeres. His agent landed in London, his agents. So we are expecting that here we go very, very soon. Another medical that is going to be scheduled and planned for this week. The medical team will be very, very busy this week. 63.5 million plus 10 million euros deal almost agreed. Commission reduced as it has to be fixed today. So that one will be another deal that will be done. Very, very busy this transfer window. Hoping we can get a here. We're actually going to get 2 here we goes on the same day. That is bad. 2 here we goes on the same day for Arsenal. That is absolutely mad. But yes, it's looking like plus a medical past from Madueke's side. So busy week. Let's see how it goes. Really excited by how the transfer is starting to move on very quickly. This is the start of a new week. On Saturday, we are playing our first friendly behind closed doors against Watford. And then right after that, they said them immediately after that on the same day, we are going to go on the Asia tour to face Newcastle, Tottenham, and also AC Milan fast up. And it's going to be a very busy summer. And actually in that game against AC Milan, we're going to debut our away kits in that game as well. So even the kits we are getting here we goes for the kits as well. Absolutely crazy. Make sure to hit the like button, support the channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next one.